Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome back to Adrian Sales live video. So today I'm gonna talk about a book that I read recently. It's Sell It Like Serhant. This book. Okay. So before I get started, just to see a show of hand. Comment one if you read this book. Okay. Comment one if you read this book because I think this is a very interesting book, especially for a real estate agent like us. Right. When we should learn from someone who has already made it, right? So which is why like I always look up to him and I watch his video, his training, and of course read his book as well. So today, and I know a few people right here, probably you have purchased the book, but I don't know if you already read it or not. If you read it, comment one and let me know. If you have the book but you have not read it, I want to ask why. Why is that? Why are you still like waiting? Are you like, I don't know, like maybe you just feel like reading it, but a lot of other things just come into your way, right? So why not today? Let me give you a reason to read this book. Okay, just to make a disclaimer, I'm not selling the book. Okay, this is not my book. It's Ryan Serhant's book, and the reason that I am actually doing a very quick review is that I really found something that we all can apply in our own career, especially real estate agent. A lot of people ask me this question. Adrian, he is someone from the United States of America. Is very far from us. So why would you read his book? Would it be applicable? I'll say that eventually, right? All these things, it doesn't really matter. Like, where is he from? As long as the stuff, the knowledge, right? I feel that it's actually quite applicable to all of us. Okay, so there's a few things to talk about. Okay, so let's get started now. First of all, I noticed one thing that this book, first of all, is actually quite easy to read. So let me just quickly show you like how big the words are. See that? Like they actually space out really well, and then it has like a summary every chapter, which is yeah, like this. Whenever a chapter finish, let me find another one. Like whenever a chapter finish, right? Yeah, they actually have something like this, like a recap on whatever that he already talks about. So one thing that I noticed is this, okay, one of the best idea that he talks about is the 3F. Okay. Yes, I have been talking about this ever since this MCO started. I always talk about like, yes, we all gotta talk about we all gotta follow up with our customer, right? So what is the actual way to follow up with our customer? So he actually like made it really clear. So first of all, you gotta, the one thing that I learned, I mean, which I have been talking about as well, but he actually put it in the book. That means he actually used it as well. Okay. He actually said this. Today, all of his sales, all of his success doesn't come from just meeting the client for the first time and close the deal immediately. A lot of times, those clients that he closed, those cases that he closed, those big deals like 10 million, 20 million dollar condo in the New York City, right? The property there is very expensive. Okay, so how he actually like close the sales is been through a lot of follow up. What I remember, like one that's actually is very memorable was the first deal that he ever closed. Okay, he started off doing rental. I remember someone actually asked this question in my last few live video. Is that as a new agent, how should we start? Should we start by selling like new projects, sub sale, or do we start by doing rental? In fact, he himself started off by doing rental. Okay, because rental is I think it's easier because a lot of people when they really want to rent something, usually they're kind of ready buyer. They are not the kind of who is gonna like choose a lot of different places, right? So compared to a person who wants to buy and a person who wants to rent, I think it's quite different. Okay, so yes, Emerson and JK, I'm talking about this book. Have you guys read it? If you have read it, comment one, let me know. Okay, so the first deal that he closed actually is someone from Paris. Imagine this, okay, foreigner. Imagine this. Today you are doing real estate in New York or in Malaysia, and you're somehow someone found your profile and actually send you an email saying that I'm from whichever country and I want to like buy a property in your area. So what would you do? You will talk to them, right? So this first deal, I'm not gonna talk about the story. You guys gotta read the book. But long story short is that the guy actually disappeared after talking to him for a long time, and he actually try to do something very crazy in his life. In order to secure the deal, he actually found out where the client is staying in Paris, and he booked a ticket, like flight ticket to Paris, just fly there just to meet that client, because he wants to talk about that property. Because the client couldn't come, so he arranged his own schedule to go over there. That's how determined he actually wants that sales. And if you ask me, did he close the sales? Yes, he closed the sales. But how many of us would do that? Like that chapter actually give me a lot of enlightenment. It's like, actually, everything in life that you do, right, it depends on how bad you want it, right? Think about this. He can go all the way just to a foreign country that he doesn't know anyone, right? Just because he wants to close the sale. Like all of you who are watching like this video right now, in our own like property sales experience right now, when our client doesn't want to come to the showroom, when a client say, "Oh, it's COVID, it's MCO, we don't want to like go outside," what would you do? How bad do you want that sale, and determines what kind of action would you actually take to close that sales, right? And talking about follow-ups in this book, right? One thing that I noticed that all of the case, there's a lot of success cases that he talked about, like how he actually closed this particular client, like to purchase a $10 million, $20 million property. Okay, and a lot of it, right, is through 3 to 4 years, maybe even 5 years of follow-up. Think about that. Yes. How many of that? Just do a very quick survey here. How many of you here have been in the property industry for more than 3 years? For more than 3 years, comment 3 in the comment section. Now, I myself have been in this industry for more than 5 years. Okay, but have you guys ever talked to the first client or second client that you met in the first year of your career? Did you do that? If you don't do that, I understand, because a lot of time we don't have the time to actually go through all our WhatsApp, like to talk to all these people, right? I understand that, right? But think about that. Do you have a way to actually touch them? Okay, when I say touch, right, it's like connect with them. It doesn't necessarily have to be a WhatsApp. Could it be a form of email, right? Could it be any kind of way that you can reach them so that they still remember you? And I think one of the best ways is actually through email. So he actually said this, like in this book, he always talk about like you have to that there's actually 3F. Like I write this down in the comment section. First is actually follow up. Okay, follow up your client. Second is follow through your client. Yeah, and lastly is follow back. Okay, follow up, follow through, follow back. Okay, let me explain what is this and how can we use it in our own career. Okay. When we talk about follow-up, right, a lot of people will say, yeah, follow-up client, meaning that today we have a new lead, right? And we talk to the client say, oh, we'll get back to you. The client say that we will come to the showroom when we are ready, right? You know, things like this, right? And you say, oh, I will follow up with him, right? So what do? You probably send them more details of the property, and then you probably keep asking them, hey, our showroom is ready. Would you want to like drop by this particular weekend or whatever, right? Maybe during MCO you say that, hey, we're gonna do a project private preview in the next coming Saturday. You know, would you like to join? This is probably the way that you follow up, right? Hot lead, those customers who have shown interest, who wants to buy. But then a lot of time these people just went MIA, right? And somehow from a hot lead it becomes cold lead. So what would you do with that, right? So in fact, what he said is actually this: design a time. You have to have a time schedule to actually like when do you actually follow up with warm lead and cold lead. Maybe cold lead you don't follow up that often because the people might find very annoying, you know, when you keep asking them the same question every single day, right? Who would find annoying? Like if like today, let's not talk about property. Somebody else is trying to sell you something. It could be any product in your life. And that guy, they also ask you the same question. So are you ready to buy? Are you ready to choose this? Right? I mean, we'll block that guy, right? A few days ago, we saw a WhatsApp screenshot, okay, from a crab seller in Sarawak. Who have seen that? If you've seen that, comment 4 and let me know, comment 4. So in that particular screenshot, like the crab seller practically sent one message to the buyer every single week. It's like, okay, this week want to buy the crab or not in Malay lah, or you know, in Sarawak language, I don't really know, but somewhat in Malay, maybe some slang one. Until a year later, the person who receives the email actually bought crap from that guy. Okay, that kind of follow-up, right, requires a lot of, first of all, discipline, and second of all, require a lot of strong mindset. Because when you send that message, the client is just gonna blue tick you or just ignore you. But he has a very strong mindset to follow up that client, and after 1 year, he really closed that sales. So that really gave me a lot of inspiration. First of all, determination is very important. But second of all, the follow-up can be very graceful. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, do you want to buy something this year? Like, do you want to buy something today, this week, or whatever? Try to give them some value, right? So which brings us to the second part, which is follow through. Okay. A lot of people don't understand this part of what is follow through. Okay. Follow-up means today, when you talk to the client, they probably have some requests. Right. For example, somebody may say that, oh, I think I want to do some study first. I want to do some research. I want to do some survey first. Then I decide whether I want to come to the showroom or not. Right. Now, what can you do as a property agent? Tell them this. Today, okay, if you really want to do the study and whatever, right? How about this? Let me send you a report, or let me send you an analysis that I have done for this particular area for a few condos that you have selected, right? That I know of, just to send you the report. Okay, follow through meaning that today, whatever you promise the client, you actually deliver it. Okay, it could be like you promise that you told them that, okay, maybe I'll do this for you, right? And you actually complete your promise. What would that do? That actually gives you credibility in your client's heart, because whatever you say, you actually like fulfill it. Okay, what else can you do? Like send them videos that you promised them. Oh, by the way, Mr. Buyer, I will send you more videos about that location analysis. Send them all these things. That is all of it, right? It's more of on what kind of information that you already promised that you want to give it to them, right? Don't be like, oh, okay, I'll send you details later. Then you go MIA. Instead of them going MIA, you go MIA, right? Like, understand that a lot of time we have a lot of new leads coming in, and then we have to follow up the new leads, right? So which is why it is best to actually have some system on your back to help you do all this, like follow up and follow through. Okay, and lastly, the last part, which is follow back. Okay, for those of you who have been in this industry for more than 3 years, right? I asked this question earlier. Do you actually talk to the first or second client that you ever talk to again now? Right? Those first few leads that you have gotten, it could be like phone number or it could be email, right? Or some client that already purchased property from you from the past, right? So if you already have all these clients, right, think of a way to follow back. Okay, follow back. Follow back is actually a very interesting thing, because all these people already deposited trust in you. They buy something from you means they trust you. So today, if they already trust you, these people are your best client, and you should treat them like your VIP client, right? On their birthday, do you ever send them like birthday, card or birthday gift? A lot of us, how many of you actually like receive letter that's personally written for you in your mailbox? If you haven't received it for the past, let's say 3 months, comment 5 and let me know comment 5, right? A lot of time we human, like right now we have already moved on to internet. Yes, during greetings, like maybe New Year, like maybe Christmas, we receive a lot of messages coming like today is Thaipusam. Maybe you send a message to your client, say Happy Thaipusam, right? But how many of us actually send a physical letter, physical card to send a greeting? Now, if you think about that, that is actually a way for you to rekindle that kind of fire, rekindle the trust with your existing client, especially those that already bought, like purchased from you. So follow back is the action that many people like miss out, because they always think about getting new sales, but they forgot about the existing client. So what can you do like today or tomorrow? Start following back with your existing client, right? One very quick way to actually start doing that is this. Okay, some client that already purchased from you for the past, let's say last year, 2020 or 2019, you just want to like give them a surprise. Maybe it's not their birthday, maybe it's not any like special, like it's celebration day or whatever. What can you do to actually follow back with them? Do this. Go on to GrabFood and order something for them. It could be Starbucks, just because I love Starbucks. It could be like a hot drink, if they like cold drink, you can send them a cold drink or some cake, something that actually surprise them. Now, why would you want to do that? Think about that. When somebody actually receive some surprise in their life, they usually will wonder, who is that from? Right? Now they think about you. Okay. And they think, oh, this guy actually bought a property from him. Right? And now they when they receive it, right, and you can text them, I hope you enjoy the drink, I hope you enjoy the food, whatever. Now they think about you, ma. Then they will definitely say thank you or whatever, right? Then what do you say? You tell them, by the way, if you know anyone in your life who is still looking for property, here I am. Follow back. So 3 things that he talked about very deeply in this book, which is follow up, follow through, follow back. One very interesting story is this. Okay, I'm gonna share one of the story that he did. Okay, that actually give me a very strong impression as well. That's why I want to talk about it. Okay, the follow up method that he did, right, is not only for property buyer. Okay, a lot of us, like, who is in sub sale? If you're in sub sale, like doing sub sale here, comment S element or comment S sub sale, right? If you understand this game, sub sale actually you have to deal with 2 parties, which is owner party and also the buyer party, right? So owner will give you a listing to sell, right? Buyer is someone who actually will buy something from you. Correct. So in his scenario in New York, right, he's actually like dealing like both. He's doing project as well, and he's doing sub sale. But dealing with project, right, like all of us right now, the common way of selling project is join a company. The company has dealt a lot of different projects, right, and then those projects actually everyone in the company can sell, but he himself is like the owner of the company. So what can he do? He has to talk to developer to get project to sell. Okay, so now think about this. 2 ways. All of us mainly deal with buyer, but he has to do both sides. The developer who builds the property and buyer who sells the who actually buy the property, right? Okay, now when he talk about the developer, right? Now, if you are an agent and you want that business, you want the developer to let you sell their property, right? So, do you need to do you need to make the developer trust you first? So when he started very early, I think back then it was 2017 or something, that he said he's still not that big yet. It's still very like small company. He wanted to take a deal from a developer, and the developer feels like, you're so small, like you only have like 20-30 agent. Can you really do this thing? So in the end, he didn't win that proposal. He never get that deal. But what he did was this, okay, because he understands the power of follow back, right? Follow back. Even if the client, by the way, follow back doesn't necessarily mean that you follow up with the client that you already sold, like that who already purchased from you. It could be the client that you already lost long time ago, right? Probably you met them before, they never buy anything. Follow back with them as well, right? So what he did was this with this developer during Christmas, he actually sent a very gigantic Christmas tree, okay, to his office, just so that when he put the Christmas tree in the office, right, every day he goes to the office, he'll be remembered. Oh yeah, Ryan Serhant sent me that tree. Okay, that's what he did. But did this action give him the deal? No, it did not. Okay, what other deal did he? What happens 2 years later was this: the developer actually called him back saying that, hey, we actually have a new project that we are gonna launch. We would like you to propose something to us. Think about it, guys. 2 years, that Christmas tree till that call 2 years time. In between, what he do? He do a lot of email with that developer. So when he went on and do the proposal, and the developer say, okay, we will get back to you. Very common, right? Your client do that to you as well, right? We'll get back to you. We think about that. We need to talk to a few more people. We need to survey. Typical thing. And what he did was this. Today, he said, I will get back to you probably about a month. So they're cracking their head. We don't want to do the same trick like 2 years ago, like sending a Christmas tree. So what they did, they go and shop for a very beautiful, it's like a book cabinet or something, a very beautiful one. And he sent that cabinet into his office, the developer's office, right? Yes, that crazy. And he sent one book every day, not his book, like whatever book that he can think of. He go order a book and send a book literally to his office every single day for 1 month, 30 days, right? So if yes, you can think of that. Does the cost is the cost very high? Of course, it's gonna be high. Like a bookshelf, and almost 30 to 40 books. It will probably cost few thousand to do that. But did he get the deal in the end? Yes. The developer wrote an email back saying that, okay, you win. The books can stop now. So now, today, a lot of times, right, it's all about the ways that you follow up with your client. I understand that it could be a bit crazy to do that, but that is his way of doing things. I would say that we don't need to follow 100%, but if we really follow maybe 10%, I think will be good enough. So ask yourself this question: those clients that you already lost, those clients who come to your appointment, those clients that actually show up in the showroom that didn't buy, what can you do to actually guilt them into buying? Think about that. What can you send? Right? It might not be physical books like that, but can you send them news every day? Different kind of news related to property, related to development, related to whatever that might be interested. Make yourself like a media company, like a news reporter that you report to them every single day. So this 3 concept is the one that I learned the most, which is follow up, follow through, and follow back. Okay, so if you really want to get this book, I think that you can get it anywhere lah. Okay, you can order online. Okay, some can probably buy ebook. I think my team member the others send me audiobook as well. Some of you probably prefer learning through listening, then you can get the audiobook. Okay, now before we end the live session today, there's another very important concept that I want to talk about. Okay, you gotta do me a favor to put it in the comment section. This is these 3 things, right? Finders, keepers, and doers. Okay, write this down. Finders, keepers, and doers. Okay, now let me explain this concept, because I think a lot of us, we only focus on the last part, which is doer. I believe that every single one of you right here, right now, you know how to sell a property, right? You know how to call client, you know how to get them to meet you on Zoom or maybe in a showroom. Then you know how to present the property and eventually sell it, right? But here's the thing, guys. Can you actually do that for long in your business? Think about that. If you're only focusing on the doer part, which is execute every single day, right? You probably can't grow your business that fast, because you still lack of one thing, which is the finder, right? Finder is important. Now, a lot of people don't like the finder part, because finder is like prospecting, getting more leads, to expand the business. And probably some of you probably don't understand that actually how do you do marketing to get more leads, to expand the business. So which is why he talked about this concept, right? FKD concept. Finder is the part where you actually think like a hunter, right? You put yourself into hunter mode, and then you start looking for new buyers. Where can you look for new buyers, right? Should you go for more social networking event? Should you add more people on Facebook so that you can have more friends? Should you do more social media posting? Should you run more ads? Should you do more live video? All these things. So he actually recommend that we should, for all of us, actually we should put 50% of our daily time on finder mode. Okay, which I think is very true. Today, if you really focus on marketing and you can get more customers to come into your funnel, into your business, right? You probably don't need to spend that much time on the doer part, right? Now you might think, hey, Adrian, what you're saying is quite contradicting. People come into your business, but you don't do it. Do you still get sales? Now that part actually comes back to what we call creating a system. When you can get buyers to come inside your business, right? Actually, can you work with people around you to actually get that deal done? Does it necessary that you close that deal all by yourself? Or can you work with people, right? That's the other part, which is the system part, right? But think about that. Today, if you always put yourself in the doer mode, all your life would be calling client, meeting client, and close that deal. And probably you can get referral. If you're really good at that, you probably can get referral. But getting referral part is belong to the finder time. How do you expand that business? All right. So and then the other part is actually what we call keeper. Okay, the second part, keeper. Now, what does keeper mean? Keeper basically means that today you should spend some time calculating your finance. Okay, a lot of agents know how to make money, but a lot of agents might not know how to save money or manage that money. Agree? Agree, comment 6 and let me know. Right. Throughout the years, right, I have seen a lot of different agents in my career. Right. Some of them really make money, but a lot of them actually told me one thing. Throughout my career, yes, I make a lot of money, but I can't save money because I don't know how to put that money so that that money actually can reinvest itself and give more value. So which is why a lot of people tend to overspend, right? Which I think one very big problem for a lot of people is that they overspend. They never put in the time to actually like plan out their keeper, which is, okay, I already made this much money. How can I keep this money? Another thing is about tax. Many agents don't know how to do proper tax, right? So at the end of the day, they make a lot of money, but they don't have the tax amount that can support their income document, which allows them to get more loan. I actually see that a lot as well. So why not today, treat this business, right? Treat this career as your business, really. A lot of people treat it as sales, What I'm here about is just to make money, right? But if you start treating this as business, you always think about okay, I already made this much money. How can I keep that money? And how can I use that money in order to expand the business, which is reinvest it into the finder's time. So this concept, right, actually makes me think, okay, today, if you want to really expand your business, should you put all your time into doer or should you put more time into finder? What do you think? Right? Finders or doer? Think about that. Right? So actually, all this idea I have been talking about in my live video is just that I never put it into a very, very point form, crystal clear format. So today, the whatever I just told you, right, it's very simple to remember, right? 3F, right? Follow up, follow through, follow back, and also finders, keepers, doer, right? FKD, all in this book. So I think this is the two main concepts that I actually that I learned from his book lah. Okay, hope you guys learned something today. If you learned something, okay, send this video to a friend. Okay, share this to your wall, share this to a group. Okay, copy this link, send it to someone who has this book but never read it. So now when they watch this video, probably like 20-30 minutes, right? They have an idea, okay, what this book is about. Then they will start taking action to read it. Okay, so thank you guys for joining this session today. Andy, thank you for taking note. Right. Hello, Joyce, JK, Emerson, and I can't read your name. Zhang Chui Yao. Yao, is that your name? Did I pronounce correctly? Okay. So for those of you who haven't joined my Telegram group, in the comment section, comment join, and then you can join my Telegram channel. Why should you join it? Because I always update different kind of marketing information in that channel, and you will stay updated, and you get notified whenever I have a new live video. Okay, thank you very much, guys, and I will see you in my next live video. Bye.